Thank you. Hi, I'm Dr. Roadhouse, and I want to introduce you to Shirley. Shirley's in our Thyroid Recovery Program, and we did a little interview right after you started. And so anyway, we just wanted to do an update on it. So why don't you talk about, the history, the symptoms that you have, the improvement you had in just a short amount of time, and maybe talk about the neurological exam and all the lab work we did, especially with your background.
Okay. Well, I had thyroid cancer 39 years ago, and didn't realize until Dr. Roadhouse told me that Hashimoto's disease is can be inherited. I thought I had acquired it, but at the time I had my thyroid out, I had papillary adenocarcinoma, thyroiditis, and Hashimoto's disease. And several times I went to endocrinologists, and they told me, well, you were never treated for this or that, so it's kind of late now. But anyway, had an accumulation of problems. My thyroid got cut down from 300 micrograms to 100, and started having all the same problems. Amazingly enough, though, after I started, I was on the same amount of Synthroid back in February when we did the tests here, and my TSH, which is what the doctors all go on now, they don't go on all the other 6 tests that you did, which were really amazing. But they go on the TSH, and that's all my endocrinologist looked at. But I went, this is May, and I went last week to get my TSH repeated. At the time I had it done in February, it was 0.109, and now it's 0.928 or something like that, which brings me up to the normal range, which I was afraid she was going to cut my thyroid down even more, and I was starting to have all kinds of neuropathy problems from my ankles up to my knees even. That has gone. The memory can still use some improvement, but instead of being way out here, recalls closer than what it was. I was off of a number of foods found out also that I was gluten sensitive, and that was amazing. Eggs and the potatoes. Everything's laced with soy anymore. And being off of that for 40 days, and then some other things like coffee and all that, I don't even have any desire for coffee anymore. I had really looked forward to it. No taste whatsoever in the coffee, which I'm really glad to give up now. And I feel entirely better. Didn't realize that the abdominal pain that I had was caused from the gluten. Still have a little bit, but not like I did before. I have had problems with, last year I had and Dr. Roadhouse mentioned that 80% of thyroid's absorbed in the small intestine. Well, I had a small bowel obstruction back in, a year ago, April. And that was after eating, I was really hungry, I ate 2 dishes of cashew cereal. And within a short period of time, I was in the emergency room, and they admitted me. I don't have those abdominal pains anymore. That's wonderful.
Yeah. And you've really, you had thyroid cancer, and they removed your thyroid, but the thyroid gland is really hard to get rid of all the cells. So even if you have 100 thyroid cells left, if you have Hashimoto's, you're born with it. And so if you still have even 100 cells, there's still going to be some autoimmune. And so, with them, they removed your thyroid, so you had to be on thyroid medicine, but it's a lot healthier for you to be on 100 milligrams versus 300 milligrams, especially when you're on 300 milligrams.
Due to the bone loss.
Right, exactly, yeah. And then on top of that, we found that he had a problem with gluten, and then we found it with some of the other foods. So that was causing a lot of the inflammation. As soon as we started working on that and doing the neurological treatments, that's when your brain function started doing better, your memory's doing better, the neuropathy did a lot better.
Right.
So we're on our way. We're not all the way done yet. We still have some to do with the intestine.
And I lost 10 pounds.
Yeah. Which you've had a really hard time trying to lose anything at all. So I think that over the next 2 or 3 months when we finish up the program with you, I think you're going to see increased improvement. I think you're going to lose some more weight. I think that your memory's going to get better. I think that the rest of the stomach is going to feel a lot better. Your energy level is going to be good.
Balance
the sleeping
improved.
And your balance is improved from the neurological
Right.
treatments and the oxygen. So if you look at where you're at now in just a short couple of months to where you were like the last 5 years, how would you say you're doing?
I'd say I'm 99% improved
Awesome.
from where I was.
Yeah, I feel that way. At least,
Mhm.
we can see when you came in, you're smiling again, you're in a good mood, your coloring's better.
Well, if you
got
can
a
get back in
spot-
your old clothes, that helps.
Yeah, that gets everybody in good shape, doesn't
Right.
it? Keeps everybody in a good mood. Okay, well, anyway, Dr. Roadhouse, Shirley, in our thyroid program, we'll check in with you in a couple months when we're done, see if
Okay.
we can finish this all up for you, but I'm glad you're doing better.